every amazing release that sold millions of copies and garnered tons of critical acclaim this year, there have been a number of games which have seemingly been lost in the shuffle. Let's take a look at the top underrated games of 2015 and why you should give them a shot. Mad Max. Avalanche Studios' other explosive open-world thriller in 2015 was Mad Max. Set in the post-apocalyptic wasteland of the future, Mad Max focused more on vehicular warfare and brutal close-quarters combat. With its interesting mechanics and beautiful art style, it definitely stood out in the crowd, even if it could get slightly repetitive at times. Dying Light. Though it seemingly didn't make a big splash with its debut, Techland's Dying Light cultivated a very strong following. Its movement system and co-op gameplay helped it stand out even more, and it didn't hurt that Techland has showered the game with content and updates since launch, including an upcoming enhanced edition. If open-world zombie slaying is your thing, Dying Light deserves a look. Soma. From the developer of Amnesia: The Dark Descent, which pretty much wrote the book for first-person horror titles in the past several years, Soma brings us an intriguing mix of body horror, science fiction, and philosophical musings of self. While it didn't quite get the appreciation it deserved, Soma is a beautiful first-person adventure that is equal parts exciting and thought-provoking. Ori and the Blind Forest. Ori and the Blind Forest caught our eye at E3 2015, mostly for its colorful art style and emotional setup. That being said, as a brutal Metroidvania platformer with tons to explore, Ori managed to captivate us with its no-nonsense gameplay and immersive atmosphere. In a year full of big-name exclusives, that's no easy feat. With the Enhanced Edition arriving in spring 2016, there's no better time to experience Ori and the Blind Forest. Transformers Devastation. If you're Activision, how do you possibly undo the awful Transformers Rise of the Darkspark? Simple, go old school and hire Bayonetta developer Platinum Games to craft an action-packed experience. Whether it's a case of releasing during a packed month or the Transformers property being on the down low, Devastation certainly deserves more recognition than it ultimately received. Wolfenstein: The Old Blood. In a year filled with big-name blockbuster first-person shooters like Call of Duty and Halo, Wolfenstein: The Old Blood didn't do much to stand out. The fact that it was an expansion to the New Order meant it was a short experience overall. That being said, it still delivered the same awesome Wolfenstein gameplay with some fun new missions, stories, and characters. If you have a couple of hours to waste and want a fun single-player experience, Wolfenstein: The Old Blood is a great option. Pillars of Eternity. Obsidian's crowd-funded RPG, Pillars of Eternity, more than met expectations when it finally released this year. It was hailed as one of the best Western RPGs of all time, living up to the legacy of Baldur's Gate and Icewind Dale. Its release on PC made it somewhat limited to mainstream audiences, and the White March expansion was only above average, but as a total release, Pillars of Eternity makes us await the sequel all the more. Blood Bowl 2. Medieval fantasy football teams fighting to the death and deciding their battles through turn-based strategy, Blood Bowl 2 didn't quite light our world on fire with its premise, but look past that and you'll find a deep, compelling, and altogether fun game with a bit of sports mixed in. Nuclear Throne. Fans of top-down shooters and roguelike games have an excellent meeting point with Nuclear Throne. Available on PS4, Xbox One, and PC, Nuclear Throne combines loot pickups with abilities, procedurally generated enemies, and mutations to keep you on your toes as you work to ascend to the Nuclear Throne. Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. Though dismissed as a walking simulator on the PS4, Everybody's Gone to the Rapture presents a compelling story with admirable pacing. It may not have the most overblown plot and gameplay mechanics or the most replay value, but Everybody's Gone to the Rapture is a unique adventure title that delivers the unexpected. Which 2015 games do you think are underrated? Let us know in the comments, and we'll catch you next time.